Hey garden friends, welcome on back. We are going to take the second week of July entrance garden tour. And this is like one of my favorite times of year because of how everything is really blooming, especially the Pearl d'Azur clematis climbing over the arbor with the Eden rose. It is just spectacular. So let's get rolling. If you're new here, my name is Pam, and I garden in the mountains of Northern California. And though I am a Zone 8B, I have a very short growing season. I deal with a lot of challenges, and if I can grow a great garden, so can you. And I share all my tips and tricks here on this channel, as well as on my blog post, flowerpatchfarmhouse.com. So check it out when you have a chance. Yeah, as I was saying, I started a little bit different. With this video, I didn't do the back deck, and that's because it is like a bomb went off back here. We had to install our water cooler because it is so hot this week. Today is 101. Now getting up to 90 is hot for us in the summer. This week we've gotten up to 100 several times. Yeah, it just got unbearable even inside of our house. So when we did that, my husband had to move a bunch of stuff over there, like our Traeger, smoker, etc. And so it is everywhere, and I haven't had a chance to reposition everything. So I can show you right now, really quick, before we get to our tour. How about that? Yeah, let's do that. You can see what a mess. Let's just do a quick pan. Not too much of a mess there. We did get the fountain set up. But there's the Traeger sitting right in the middle of the deck. And stuff down here, whoops, all over here, plants I need to get planted, some cords, more stuff that needs to get planted, stuff all over, boxes, bird seed, hoses, and a rose in the middle of the walkway. Yeah, it's got all these cleaned up, cleaned up. So there you have it, the big fat mess. Alrighty, we're a little bit later than usual coming out here for the entrance garden tour because I've been working, trying to get work done out here while it's still cool. It's supposed to get to 101 today, which is quite hot for the mountains. But I still wanted to do this weekly, so I wanted to get out here. This is my fuchsia, isn't it doing great? Now, some of the chores we got done this morning. You will see things lying about because we're not finished with everything, but I got the Vigo retractable hose reel from them. They sent them to me to test out, and my husband installed them this morning. We videoed it, and here, see, I have to replace some of this here. That's one of the things that needs to be fixed. So let's just take an overall view of the entrance garden and what it looks like. This is the beginning of the second week of July. In fact, this is July 6th. There was a parade today for the 4th of July holiday uptown, and we just heard them go by. They come down into White Pines, so this is an overview of everything. I can't believe these roses here are doing so well, because this gets maybe 2 to 3 hours of sun a day. So we'll see how these roses do over the years. Usually roses need at least 4 hours, if not 6. So this little salvia came back from last year. This was a pleasant surprise. This one isn't as hardy as other salvias, but I just love it. Look at that bright pink color. Isn't that beautiful? I had one on the other side, but that one didn't make it. So I'm going to take cuttings of this year, and I'm going to propagate it and see if I can overwinter it. I think it would be just as pretty over here. And I had one on each side, so that was the goal. All right, let's start going down here. Now, these have been a super big win for me this year. I've always had stated that the super petunias didn't do well for me. They didn't bloom well, etc. And this year I got these on the Lowe's bargain rack very early in the season, and I had them in the greenhouse. And these they were like one of those instant pot things where it had all the colors planted together, and it was doing, I mean, it needed some TLC. I'll link the video where I picked these up. These have been spectacular, and I'm loving them. Absolutely loving them. So if I find one of these big containers again next year on the bargain rack, I think I'll give it a whirl. And yeah, these barrels here in the front have just been doing wonderful. Now, you may wonder why one is doing better than the other. Well, I was testing 2 different fertilizers, and I think that's having an impact because they have the same irrigation, etc. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Daisy May Daisy there. And then I have my Crazy Daisy up here. I love these. I love how all the petals are all ruffly and whatever. My Eden, look at this, going along the fence. Isn't that doing spectacular? Yeah, it's doing what I wanted it to do. And here's my wave petunias down here, pink wave. They struggled for a little while because, as I mentioned before, I didn't have the water to them correctly. Now they're just filling right in. And these are the ones I started from seed. I can't remember which ones they are, so we'll wait and find out. So all my roses, I need to go and make sure I film all my roses so I could do the Roses of Flower Patch video. Yeah, I should do that next before the sun hits. It looks like that one's going to get a little bit scorched with this heat. This is an echinacea. This is the pink. This is the original, I do believe. Last year I had a mite that killed all the flowers off. And that one I just let come back up. A white zinnia. I wanted to put some white zinnias in here. I put a whole bunch of cosmos seeds in here, white cosmos. I thought that'd be really pretty, and they came up, and then all of a sudden they were gone. So I have a pest problem in this bed. The creeping Jenny, love that chartreuse color along the edge. I may continue it all the way along. I don't know what kind of edging I'm going to do here. I think the metal, I like the edge right metal, but it's not inexpensive, and I don't know if it's in the budget right now. So look, another one of my Crazy Daisies. This one seeded itself, so I let it just come up. That's what I love about self-seeders. And what I love about my Crazy Daisies. The Hyde Hall Rose here. Now this is LD Braithwaite back there, and I need to deadhead it. It was blooming. And this one, now some of the roses are scorching in the heat and others are taking it like a champ. This Veronica is really coming into bloom. And here's another one. I don't remember, I'll have to look back which ones these are, but I definitely would like to propagate them and then put more on the other side so we have some continuity. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how that pans out. And this one is another type Veronica, but it's a different color. See how blue that is compared to that? Yeah. Look at my, I have both Graham Thomas and Golden Celebration in this barrel. Roses. The Golden Celebration really looked rough this year. I don't know what's going on. And there's my not Jasmina rose. I don't know what this rose is. I'm going to send it to the company I got these from, and it had tag on it of Jasmina, and it's not the right color. So this rose has been spectacular. I love it, so it's not a big deal. But I did buy Tangerine Skies, which is a climber that's similar to this color. I don't think this is actually a climber because it's not acting like a climber. So if I put the Tangerine Skies next to it, it can climb up and do its thing. But actually I wanted pink roses all along this fence line. So I may go ahead and reorder the Jasmina and see. But that's been a spectacularly beautiful rose and hale and hardy, so I'm okay with that. This is Hot Raspberry Butterfly Bush. And yeah, I can't wait to see that get up and bloom. And look at this. This salvia is blooming first before all the others. And that was kind of an afterthought putting that one there. I need to come in and clean up this bed a little bit. I need to support, this is Russian sage, Perovskia, and it flops because it doesn't get quite enough hot sun. So back there, I need to make a pathway back to there. I have a Japanese maple and other things. Just not something I got to. Southern Charm Verbascum's done. I need to deadhead it. My black lace elderberry's not getting any bigger. I'd hoped it'd get bigger, but each year it does get bigger. So I just moved this last year. So now here's my Agalea daisy, nicknamed Shaggy Maggie. I had to tie it up. It's a little too tight, so I need to loosen the support so it isn't all smooshed together. Here is the rose campion that's not rose, it's actually white. Can you see that? Yeah, some of them, not this one, this one's the pure white. Oh no, there's one over there. Has a touch of pink in it. Can you see that? That one has a little hint of pink, but it's mostly white. This one needs to be deadheaded too. This is my Santa Barbara daisy origeron. Now, they're supposed to self-seed very readily, but I haven't seen any seedlings. So maybe I'm supposed to get a load of the organic turkey compost this Monday. So if I put some around it, maybe it'll seed into that. This phlox has been doing gorgeous. It's been blooming for a long time. This is one of the proven winners ones. I don't know if it's opening act or not. It's one of the earlier blooming ones. So if you look at their site, it has ones that bloom earlier than others, and this is it. I got it last year. My Gaillardia is doing fantastic. This is a showstopper all summer. I do need a deadhead. You can see the little seed pods right there, the round pods. See, just bare, and you just take them off. Now, wear gloves. They are stickery on your fingers. I failed. I went right past some things over here. This echinacea, I don't know what color it is, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty. It was a reseeder. And here is, pardon my purple, I think. This is the proven winners Monarda. They stay shorter, so they don't need support, and they don't run. I got a verbena right there. Bonariensis. So, okay, there, I finished off that side. And the irises that remained, there's several that are missing. I had one called Main Street. It was just glorious, and that's was one of my favorites, and it's missing. So that's one of the gophers ate. I have a plan for planting the new ones I get, and we'll see how that works out. And I'll take you along as I plant my new ones so you can see what I do, just in case you have a gopher problem too. Another voluntary echinacea I let stay. Which ones, the gophers don't eat get to stay. So here is another of the proven winners phlox. It's a different color. It's more of a pink. Let me see if I can get that to focus for you. Yeah, that one, it gets a little taller, I think, than the other one. And there's the one down there too. I think that's the same as that one. Yeah, I picked one of those up because I love it. Love, love, love it. Now my white valerian has gone to seed, but I had trimmed it back so it's putting on new growth, so it will reflush. I want to get more of this, so I'll divide this come fall, if not sooner. I divide whenever I feel like it, and they do fine. This is perfectly Picasso Veronica. This was one of the first Veronicas I got, and I just love it. It just performs so well. They bloom all summer for me. I prune them back. I haven't had any struggles on most of them with powdery mildew. I think this is a Western sage. It's acting like one, but it's getting very tall. I didn't take it out. I need to stake it. You see, I got my little Mr. Sprinklers on. Now, I think I mentioned this last time, but I'm going to mention it again. These are coming out. They are just taking over this bed too much. So I got some white phlox. Well, they're white, pinkish. I'll show them to you in a minute at the garden center when they're having a 20% off sale. The sale's going on through the night. I may go back just for fun. But it's just too much. These are too big for this area, so they just steal the whole show. You can't see much of anything else. So out it comes, and the least thing I would do if I didn't put the phlox here, which I do believe I'm going to put them here, is I would seed some white cosmos, because I wanted the white with the orange and the purple and blue, or sometimes we call purple blue. But yeah, those would not be taking over like these are. The only thing is, the first thing in the morning when these open up, they are so full of bees. But I have several others. I'm going to move these. I don't know that they'll live to what I'm going to call the back lane garden. That is all going to be flowers, plants that I have dug up and moved because they weren't working in their spot, and or cuttings of and divisions of plants. So there's that. Here's another Daisy May daisy, like on the other side. I tried to copy it. I'm stepping in a spot and I feel it sinking. It must be a gopher tunnel. This one is Banana Cream. This is also Proven Winners. This is not the Banana Cream 2. I got this before that one came out. This is just regular Banana Cream, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I didn't think I would. I was looking for Daisy May when I found this one. I picked it up to try. This one is a true winner. I love it. And so I would love to find another one. So another Perfectly Picasso, Veronica. Now look at all I love lining the pathway with alyssum. This was a little old cheapy 6-pack from the garden center, and it's doing gorgeous. And some of these are actually ones that reseeded themselves into some containers. So, and I have some. This is, I think, Kitten Around, or it is Cat's Pajamas. I can't remember which ones I popped in here. Now look at my orange zinnias. I never did get the other ones planted. I need to. They'll still do good. So I need to get those going. This plant here, Crocosmia, I did not plant here, but there it is. So I can only assume the gophers moved it along as they were tunneling. So over here is where they have been really bad in eating. You can see how loose all that soil is, eating my irises. So I've been digging up and, yeah, trying to protect them. Okay, on this side, more Echinacea, Volunteer. I potted that rose up. This is my raspberry, what was that? Powerpuff Pink, and it's just doing beautiful. I didn't want to put it in the ground, and I didn't have another cage. So it's in the container, has its own mister, and it's doing great. So look at that, look at those up there. Aren't they doing gorgeous? That is Monarda. That's my regular. See how tall that is? And doing beautiful, but it does run. I thought I had put the purple up here too, but I'm not seeing any. I have one called Purple Rooster, and it's a pretty purple, and I'll show it to you in another garden tour because it's around the back by the studio cottage, Primrose Cottage. Look at that lily. I need to prop it up and or pull away the Monarda that's in front of it, blocking my view of it. Look at it, it's just the most beautiful red-orange. Orange-red, whichever one you want. So everything's coming along. This is Black-Eyed Susan that was in the pot, and I let it stay there because it's just pretty. Look how big that flower is. It's as big as my hand. One thing about all my Rudbeckias or Black-Eyed Susans is they're different sizes, shapes, etc. Colors. I had a double, but I haven't seen it come back. The Sweet Williams are still going. Look, this delphinium is starting to bloom. This thing has been here 10 years. It blooms every year. The most beautiful, vibrant, deep blue, has a hint of purple to it, and it is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Petal Pusher roses, there's 2 of them. And look at those lilies. Aren't they cute? Aren't they beautiful? Yep. And there's phlox behind them. Always the winner this time of year is right here, is my Eden Rose with this clematis. Isn't that just stunning? In person, it's even more. I was going to come out last night with my fairy lights on. I have these little lights that are solar. Let me see if I can show you to you. And they work great. They were like 25 bucks or something. And doing beautiful. And at night they light up, and so it kind of lights this up. Oh, my Queen Elizabeth rose, it was much prettier first thing this morning. Now it's already flattening out. Some roses in the heat, they'll go over faster than others. Look at my Ragucci. Just doing beautiful. I just love it. Coming along the fence here. There's my little ground cover rose. The hollyhocks, this is like the 3rd or 4th year they've come back here. You know, many will say they're biennials, but they can, if they like where they're at, they could be a perennial. And there's different types of hollyhocks. So, Amazing. Yep, I get hollyhock rust. All I do is I come and cut those leaves off. That's it. Then it continues to bloom and I can enjoy the flowers. Look at this daylily. I'm actually loving this one. I'm not a big fan of daylilies. I've mentioned that before. But contrasted with the Roseanne geranium, I just think that's beautiful together. This zucchini got eaten to a nub. So I put some more seeds in. And look, this one's getting eaten, but I treated it with the first Saturday lime, and it looks like now they're leaving it alone. Lots of deadheading I need to do, especially after this heat wave. Yeah, and there's my Zinfandel hydrangea. The quick fire fab, the one I put in the Rose Cottage garden, it's starting to bloom. I'm thrilled because usually I don't get blooms until late summer, but that one's supposed to be the earliest blooming, and it's blooming for me, starting. Look at that. I just love that. I'm kind of sorry I tucked it way back in here. I didn't realize it was going to be obscured by so many other things. Now I could pull out these, but I wanted the foxgloves to go to seed and reseed in here well. I could seed it myself with others from elsewhere, so I could cut that back. And the daisies, more daisies. These are all reseeded, and it seems like the deer will not go past these daisies to get to anything else for some reason, nor will they eat the coreopsis. Now this needs to be deadheaded. If I deadhead it, it will bloom. There's tons of new blooms, but I need to deadhead these ones first. It's kind of tedious, so sometimes I'll just come in with shears and I'll just shear it back a little bit. If I notice, like these are all the new buds are like 2 or 3 inches below these, so that's where I'll just start shearing. And if I get a few ready to bloom, that's okay. It'll just send up more blooms. My butterfly bush is coming in. It's starting to get to bloom. I'm going to get in there and prune on that because I do want it to be more of a tree shape. This is one of my iceberg roses. It wasn't doing so hot, and then I put it here where it had its own little sprinkler, and now it's doing great. Happy Chappy needs a good deadheading. Rose Campion never disappoints. So this foxglove has already got seed pods on it. See right here? And they're drying up, so they are ready to spread. I have a whole video, video and a blog post on collecting the seeds to spread elsewhere easily. So I got a couple dahlias down there. Oop. Swallowtail, he was right here. Now, it's one thing about Rose Campion is they attract the butterflies. I'm going to back up and see if he lands. Nope, he's going over to the Verbena bonariensis. Nope, he's coming back. Isn't he pretty? He or she, I don't know the difference. Yep, it's a beautiful flower for attracting pollinators. So here's one of my other, the vibascum that I said I was taking out of the artist garden. And look at this crazy daisy. Look how short those petals are compared to the others. That's what I love about the crazy daisies. When you start a packet of seeds, they're all so different. And those hollyhocks there, I just let Bill in. They were volunteers, and they're white. I do love the white ones. So you see how that black-eyed Susan is so much different than the other ones? Now I had put some in, grew from seed, some called cappuccino, and they have that burnished orange in them. So this valerian, Jupiter's beard is also called, Centranthus as well, I think. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, this one is going to seed, so look at those seeds. See these little furry things? Oops, I didn't get the little furry things on there. Yeah, there it goes. That's the seeds, and it blows on the wind. Alrighty, so doing good. This one's also a white. I'm getting the sun here. A white hollyhock. Oh, we're on this side. Don't the girls have less blue or less bright blue? I don't know. But yes, you should grow Rose Campion. Some people consider it a weed because it grows in the wheat on the roadside some places. My grandmother's hat rose is blooming again. This has been an amazing rose. I couldn't believe after having been eaten half to death by the gophers that it just is blooming and blooming. It must like the place I put it. Look at back there. You see that? That's Lady of Shalott, and it's just doing gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This is my peace rose, and it's coming along. So yeah, my Regensburg, I'm thinking I might move this to the back. I have an area that's I've been cleaning out, so it looks a little bare. So I think this would be perfect there, but I got to get a hand truck. It's pretty heavy. Okay, so a lot going on. Look at these roses here. These ones are the ones that are amazing me. They're Tequila Supreme. I had bought 5 and I lost 1, so 4 of them. It was some kind of bargain deal, and if I bought all 5, it was like they were very cheap, like $15 a piece. So let me walk around here. So I've been fixing all my irrigation or revamping it. Some areas weren't getting enough, and others was getting more than enough. So remember I did a video where I pruned these back, these clematis, and look, the new growth is coming out. I just have to make sure and train them on the trellises. And oh, here's the other one. Yeah, look how that one's really coming out. So got to get out here and make sure that I have them tied up. Look at that one. That one's just loaded with blooms. They're probably liking that they get afternoon shade out here on these hot days. That's the area that is on my list to tackle. The weeds have been coming in really thick. That butterfly is just hanging around, isn't he? He keeps going back to that rose campion. So that, my friends, I'm going to get back on the porch so I could do the overview. Sun is just now coming over the trees. I really think I'm going to love that retractable hose there. So all of the garden. This is the beginning of the second week of July, and all is good, and it's been a hot one, but I'm loving what the garden looks like right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure and give it a thumbs up and or share with your friends, and come on back for the next tour, which is the Rose Cottage Garden. And it's just gorgeous. The roses are doing beautiful. So I'm in love. And we're also adding more roses. So I'll see you then. Bye.